Right now, we take you to Florida, where there was an apparent assassination attempt on former President Trump. And back in Madison, it was like a page straight out of a comic book, as there were characters everywhere at the Mad Expo. Find out who's who with Tanisha Shaw. Plus, Occupy celebrates its 8th annual Puptober Festival with live music and a fundraiser for their beloved guide dogs. That's all coming up on this late edition of News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. U.S. Secret Service agents opened fire after seeing a person with a firearm near former President Donald Trump's golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida, while Trump was golfing on Sunday. Authorities say the former president is safe and unharmed after the incident. The FBI, which is leading the investigation, says it appears to be an attempted assassination. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has the latest outside of the golf club in West Palm Beach.
Former President Donald Trump and federal authorities say he is safe after an apparent assassination attempt at his West Palm Beach golf course on Sunday.
1:30 this afternoon, call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service.
Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation.
Authorities brought a man into custody, and CBS News has confirmed the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Routh, who is in his late 50s. Trump was playing a round of golf at the time of the incident, which comes about 2 months after a gunman attempted to assassinate the former president during a rally in Pennsylvania. He posted a message on social media assuring that he is safe and well and saying nothing will slow him down. 2 people familiar with the matter told CBS News that a male was seen with a high-powered rifle near Trump International Golf Club. The man was pointing the rifle at the golf course where Trump was apparently located at the time. U.S. Secret Service agents engaged the suspect, firing multiple shots as he tried to flee on foot.
In the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
The White House said President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were briefed on the situation. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw said in a briefing that Trump was about 300 to 500 yards away from the man with the gun. The Wisconsin GOP responding to the incident, saying in part, it is the responsibility of Republicans and Democrats alike to stand together against those who would perpetrate acts of violence against our fellow citizens. Now let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's out on the weather patio. Blaze, I think I hear crickets and stuff out there.
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel?
You know, they're singing because it is very mild outside. We are hanging out where we would normally end the day in terms of hot temperatures. So that shows you just how warm we are for not only this time of evening, but for this time of year as well. Up and on Alaska, thank you, Sean, for capturing this beautiful sunset or sunrise. Doesn't matter. It is a beautiful photo. You can head on over to our website. You can submit photos there, or you can scan that QR code. If you have any weather photos over the last couple of days, it has been nice weather-wise to get outside. We haven't had any rain, really any cloud cover for that matter. And it's been warm, well above average, as we continue to see temperatures climb into the 80s and then settle into those 60s and 70s as we head overnight, like what we're going to do this evening. We continue to sit underneath this big area of high pressure that's only going to get reinforced as we go into next week, which will continue the stretch of lack of rain and hot temperatures. Low to mid 60s for most of our forecast area, closer to 70 up near La Crosse, and maybe a pocket or 2 of upper 50s, but overall a very mild night. A few 90s possible again on Monday. We are staying dry and warm next week. We're going to track out when the jet stream moves in, our next chance for rain, and talk about a few other things in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, we'll see you then. It's Rock County now, where an inmate died in captivity Saturday evening. A correctional officer at the Rock County Jail was doing a routine security check a little before 9 p.m. last night when they discovered the inmate hanging in the cell. Paramedics performed life-saving measures, but they were unsuccessful. An investigation into the incident is ongoing with an autopsy scheduled for Monday. Richland County residents are just finding out about a data breach that happened almost a year ago. According to a notice posted on the county's website, the breach occurred on or about October 4th, 2023. Cheryl Dull, a former assistant to the county administrator and current chairperson for the town of Dayton, says there was knowledge of the hack last year, but it was kept hush-hush. News 3 Now was unable to verify her claim. Richland County government offices are closed on weekends, and we were therefore unable to reach them for comment. Today, a celebration of German heritage in Jefferson for the 53rd annual Gemütlichkeit Days, offering fun for the entire family to enjoy. News 3 Now's very own Alex Harrington made a special appearance emceeing the event, and photojournalist Obi Jagonski joined him for tonight as we bring you the sights and sounds from this year's event.
Got my Bundhosen on for the 53rd annual Gemütlichkeit Days parade in Jefferson. Come on in. Talk to the king and queen of Gemütlichkeit Days. We've got Queen Annie and King Tony Wadle. What does it mean? How does it feel to be king and queen this year?
It's pretty much the biggest honor you can get in this town. It's incredible. Everybody's supported us. It's been a tremendous summer.
Queen Annie, how does it make you feel?
Well, it's been a great honor. We've had a lot of fun this summer. Visited a lot of different cities at festivals and parades, and now we get to kick off. Sing-a-songy, sing-a-songy!
All right, Jefferson, here we go. Welcome to the 2024 Gemütlichkeit Days Parade. Our theme this year is Lindy Roots, Festival Joy and Spirit of Community. I'm Alex Harrington with Channel 3. I'm joined with my esteemed colleague, my co-anchor, Kelly Becker.
Alex and Obi, thank you. The Green Bay Packers have won their last 11 home openers at Lambeau Field. They hosted the Colts today, trying to make it a dozen straight. Sports anchor Andrew Bancher is in studio now with more. Andrew?
Yeah, Jalen, this year's season opener is just a little bit different than years past. Jordan Love is out with that MCL sprain, and therefore Malik Willis got the start, becoming just the 9th Packers starting quarterback since 1992. Willis was not asked to do too much. The rushing attack and defense for Green Bay were out of this world, but the former first-rounder, he did do his fair share. The lone Packers touchdown in this entire game, a 14-yard pass to Dontavian Wicks. These are the games that well-run franchises win, and today the Pack willed their way to a 16-10 victory without their $220 million man.
I don't think you guys can appreciate or even comprehend the task that Malik Willis, I mean, this guy got here 3 weeks ago. And for him to be able to go out there and command our offense, there was a lot put on his plate. And for him to be able to go out there and do what he did today, I think that speaks volumes of who he is as a person and the work that he's put in. Just super proud of him.
Now, Jordan Love was on the sidelines for the game and is reportedly targeting a Week 5 return from his MCL sprain. We'll have much more coming up in sports.
Definitely looking forward to that breakdown, Andrew. Thank you. Anime and comic book fans took over Madison this weekend during the Comic and Pop Culture Expo. Our Tanisha Shaw is giving us an inside look at the convention.
I'm here at the first ever Mad Expo in Madison, and behind me in those doors, there's dozens of lovers of games, anime, and everything in between. When you think of a Comic-Con or any type of convention like this, you might think of cosplayers. I got the chance to ask them how much their costumes cost. So who are y'all dressed up as today?
I'm Ghost from Call of Duty. And I'm Koenig from Call of Duty.
I'm dressed as Tony Chopper.
Mermaid Man.
Doodle Bob. Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice.
Fans say the costumes range from cheap to a pretty penny.
Like $100 to almost $200 probably.
Maybe $100.
For everybody?
For everybody.
Altogether?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. No, it's worth it.
$300, hair included, so I'll say about $200 because I had to buy a lot of fabric for my cape.
And some of them can take months to create.
For me, it took probably 2-3 months just to get everything together.
It took me about a month.
It was just like in a bundle online, so I just bought it, and it didn't take long.
Regardless, the two-day conference drew a lot of people to Alliant Energy Center this weekend. And the main goal of events like this is to have fun. Have y'all seen some really cool costumes?
Yes. Yes.
One of the things that is really important to us is kind of the vibe at the con. You know, we want everyone here to be having a good time. You can hear it in kind of the way the room buzzes when you're walking around. You know, it feels like something really cool and special is happening. You see people wearing all their costumes. You see people shopping with the vendors or meeting the celebrities. And it's just like a really cool vibe. And that's, you know, that's how I know that we've done a good job.
Those at the conference also told me that another highlight is hearing familiar voices.
She is the biggest SpongeBob fan ever, and so was I growing up. So we got to meet Tom Kenny, the voice actor who's here. It was amazing. He's the nicest guy in the world.
How are you today? Say something to the microphone for me.
Tanasia, thank you. The event wrapped up around 4 this afternoon. Organizers say the convention will be held next year in August. And today was not only a day for comic lovers, but also a day for the dogs at the 8th annual Puptoberfest held at the Wisconsin Brewing Company in Verona. For Occupal's Guide Dog Association, a Madison nonprofit that provides service animals to the visually impaired at no charge. And Pupper, not everyone was welcome to this free event, where there were vendors, beer activities, and some live music from the Red Hot Horn Dogs, including some raffles, with 100% of the proceeds going towards and raising towards the guide dogs. And there's more to come on News 3 now at 10. Our Merrill Hubbard looks ahead to the coverage of what it means for young voters to participate in this election.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO. Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
Cap Times Idea Fest is back for a week of powerhouse speakers and sessions exploring important local and national topics. September 15th through the 21st in Madison. This year's guest speakers include Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, former member of Congress Liz Cheney, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and historian Heather Cox Richardson, along with many others. Idea Fest brings together changemakers to discuss Wisconsin's triumphs and failures to help reach a better state. Purchase your tickets today at captimesideafest.com to join this premier thought festival.
This ad is a complete lie. The truth is, Tammy Baldwin's never shared inside information with her partner. And Tammy Baldwin's leading the fight to ban senators from purchasing any individual stocks. It's Eric Hovde, who owns a $3 billion California bank. And Hovde's bank takes millions from unknown foreign interests, meaning we'd have no idea who Eric Hovde would really be working for. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Students have a lot of power and influence over how this election is going to turn out.
I'll show you how young voters are getting their voices heard and the impact this could have in November. 3 for the People, Monday on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
Thank you for staying with us. We are giving you, the people, a way to know about all political topics ahead of the 2024 election. One of those topics is the young vote. And our Meryl Hubbard went to UW-Madison's campus today to give us a little look into what she'll cover this week.
As part of our 3 for the People initiative, I'm talking to young voters of Wisconsin to see what this election means to them. So I thought I'd give you a sneak peek for what you're going to see this week.
In a close state like Wisconsin, the youth vote could be the determining factor.
We really are focused on our future.
Voter turnout among ages 18 to 29 is historically low, but with Wisconsin being a key swing state, the young vote can make all the difference. This week, we're going to hear from local young voices to see what's driving them to the polls this year.
Whoever's more pro-life, I'll vote for.
Pro-choice, the whole pro-choice movement. I am all for bodily autonomy.
I'm very excited about a South Asian woman being on the ballot.
I think it's a great opportunity to try and promote unity in our country.
Stay tuned for the rest of the week to learn more about the impact the young vote can have on the 2024 election, especially here in Wisconsin. Reporting in Madison, Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Meryl, thank you. Now let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze.
Well, we are going to continue this hot and dry stretch here across southern Wisconsin. It is Madison's 6th driest first half of September. We didn't get any rain today, and since the start of the month, the Madison area has only accumulated 2/100ths of an inch. And if you look across all of southern Wisconsin, between September 1st and September 15th, the area has only accumulated 2 to 10% of what it would usually accumulate between the start of the month through today's date. However, I have to add that this year up through the end of August is Wisconsin's 6th wettest year on record, or at least one of the wettest years on record. So in the more immediate future and over the last couple of weeks, we just haven't had the rain that we normally would see, but it doesn't mean that overall it has been a dry year. The reason why it's been so dry over the last couple of days, to say the least, is because there is a big area of high pressure system sitting in this general area. It is going to push off into the Atlantic, but then another big area, strong high pressure system, is going to move out of the Hudson Bay and sit where the current one is sitting, which is why it takes pretty much all week into the end of this upcoming work week, into the upcoming weekend, that we finally start to see the jet stream move overhead. And as you can imagine, a stream, the jet stream, like a river, as it carries things, whatever in the way gets impacted. So that's why we need the jet stream overhead. Without that, we don't get these weather systems. Over the next 6 to 10 days, we do see that chance for more rain than usual sliding its way into central parts of Wisconsin, but a lot more of that rain continues to remain well off to our west. And as we look further into the final days of September, really, we scale even that back and limit it to parts of the Dakotas and northwestern parts of Minnesota. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that as we go into this weekend, that we finally start to get some rain across the area, because it has been dry. But over the next 7 days, a lot of that rain looks to stay well off to our west. Where we do find the green across parts of Wisconsin and really our viewing area, that's about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch at best. But at this point, we'll take any rain, as the grass is certainly looking dry and very straw-like. Over the last 7 days, the rain has been very spotty, if we've even seen any rainfall. If we were to sample those little green areas, that's about 1/10 of an inch at best. But for some reason, just north of Shullsburg, you guys have seemingly picked up a decent amount of rain over the last 7 days. I wonder if that could be some error in the data. We'll just have to ask folks in the Shullsburg area to let us know. But again, like today, back into those mid to upper 80s to low 90s as we kick off the final week of summer-fall officially begins by next Sunday. Upper 80s to low 90s as the kids are heading off to school, though. Low to mid 60s, partly sunny conditions. There's a look at our 7 and 10-day forecast. Rain chances beginning Sunday or Saturday evening, continuing through that following Monday. But we could wake up to some morning fog by next Wednesday.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. Thank you. Remember when you reach for some ice to cool down a drink only to find it smelled funky and maybe even tasted a little like leftover lasagna in your fridge? Gross, I know. Consumer Reports explains how to tackle the stink and guarantee fresh smelling and tasting ice.
It is a surefire way to ruin your drink.
Like many of us, Consumer Reports home editor Dan Raklowski has dealt with smelly ice.
This usually happens when ice has been sitting in your ice maker or ice bin for several weeks or even over a month, and it's had a long time to absorb the smells of the food that's in your fridge.
But there may be another culprit, your refrigerator.
This is more common in older refrigerators with one cooling system where cold air passes between the freezer and fresh food compartments, making it easier for your ice to get smelly.
The first thing you should do: dump your entire ice bin.
If some of it smells, likely all of it smells.
Next, to clean your ice bin,
check the manufacturer's instructions. You might be able to put it in the top rack of your dishwasher. If you have to hand wash it, usually baking soda and warm water will do the trick.
Then boxes of baking soda should be placed near the ice maker to absorb food odors. If you don't have an ice maker, baking soda can also help keep odors from creeping into your ice cube tray. Speaking of those trays, it might be time to try something new, especially if you're using silicone molds, which can absorb odors. This plastic tray from Rubbermaid is a good option. The same goes for this tray with a lid from OXO. Once your ice smells nice again, treat yourself to a frosty frozen beverage. These blenders from Oster and NutriBullet aced CR's icy drink test. Cheers to that. This is Marcy Whalen.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm actually embarrassed to say that I did vote for Trump in 2016. I don't think the man can be trusted. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He's a very dishonest person. I hate the way he disrespects women, the way he disrespects other people that have worked for him. He's a narcissist. I just don't see myself ever voting for Donald Trump. This is not my Republican Party any longer. I have to go with Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-866-895-3521.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
I'm not old enough to vote, but I learned how 1 out of 6 of us will someday be raped.
So please, think about me when you vote.
I learned how our freedom to have an abortion was taken away.
Even in cases of rape or incest.
Even to travel to get an abortion. Please, think about me.
You know who got rid of Roe v. Wade.
Now women are being refused life-saving care at hospitals.
And politicians are trying to ban birth control. Please, think about me. My parents call me their miracle daughter because I was born with IVF. But IVF could be banned too.
Do they think we're less than human?
Do they think we can't make decisions about our own bodies? About our own lives?
When you vote, please think about me.
And me.
And me.
Because the politician who got rid of Roe v. Wade,
he couldn't care less.
The great teams, the great franchises, they win the games that they need to win, but probably shouldn't. Without Jordan Love, the Packers defense, rush game, and backup quarterback stepped up in their home opener, but it was really that run game that elevated today. They controlled this game like an old school Big Ten football game, rushing the ball 53 times for 261 yards, 151 of those from Josh Jacobs. They would get a field goal out of this first drive thanks to Jacobs. And then the next time with the ball, Malik Willis getting the job done. Finds Dontavian Wicks, who is a problem in space, makes a man miss, and he makes it 10-0 Pack. But the defense, they played a big hand in this too. Colts trying to respond, but Xavier McKinney, the newcomer to the Packers, he's got new plans. The defense creates 3 turnovers, and the Packers win this one the old-fashioned way, 16-10, a gutsy win, headlined by a mean rushing attack and suffocating defense.
I know we said in camp and in OTAs that we wanted to kind of be more of a defensive-led team. So, I mean, 3 turnovers back-to-back weeks, I mean, that's saying a lot.
The offense did a great job. Malik did a hell of a job. Really, all of them collectively did a hell of a job. You know, they played their ass off. And, you know, we played complimentary football today. So it was good. And we're glad to get this win. And we're going to celebrate this for, you know, the next day. And then we're back to work.
The New York Jets didn't let Braylon Allen play a whole lot in Week 1, but in Week 2 of his NFL career, not only were the training wheels off, he was a key part of their game plan against the Titans. Jets down 7-0, and they turn to the 20-year-old out of Wisconsin, catches the pass from Rodgers, and his first NFL touchdown is historic. He becomes the youngest player to score actually 2 touchdowns in a game in NFL history, because guess what? 17-17 in the fourth. Who do you give it to? Agent Zero. Let the man eat. Jets win it 24-17, and for Allen, it was easy.
Honestly, it was super easy for me. You know, we have an elite O-line, an elite quarterback, you know, that was able to make adjustments to get me in the end zone. So can't thank the guys up front and number 8 enough. And, you know, excited to keep building.
To the golf links, where Steve Stricker won his 3rd straight Sanford International. Truly unbelievable. It's his first win of the season. Strick, the Edgerton native, said afterwards, "We've been trying to get this first one all year from my dad, who passed in January." Brewers out in Arizona playing the Diamondbacks in a thriller. We jumped to the bottom of the 10th, tied at 10 runs each. Sounds like a football score. The Diamondbacks' Eugenio Suarez hits one deep enough to drop, and the Brewers lose a classic 11-10 in extras, and we will be right back.
24.
Bidenomics is working.
It's not. ABC News proved it with charts.
It was under control
on
during
inflation,
the Trump administration, well below
gas,
$3 a gallon, 35%
and housing.
jump in home prices, folks.
Even CNN admits it.
When it comes to the economy, groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Yet Harris still says,
Bidenomics is working.
No, it isn't.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
They produced yacht rock hits that defined an era. It's Ambrosia. Performing live October 12th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. With special guest John Ford Coley. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Soft rock that rocked the yacht. Ambrosia, John Ford Coley, October 12th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Did you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Choose FlexBuy on F-150 and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash.
CapTime's Idea Fest is back for a week of powerhouse speakers and sessions exploring important local and national topics. September 15th through the 21st in Madison. This year's guest speakers include Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, former member of Congress Liz Cheney, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and historian Heather Cox Richardson, along with many others. Idea Fest brings together changemakers to discuss Wisconsin's triumphs and failures to help reach a better state. Purchase your tickets today at captimesideafest.com to join this premier thought festival.
4 years ago, rioters set this Minneapolis police station on fire, trying to burn me and my fellow police officers alive. Governor Tim Walz left us for dead. And Kamala Harris?
This is a movement, I'm telling you. Everyone beware. They're not going to let up, and they should not.
She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding the police. Kamala sold cops out and put families at risk. Kamala Harris is too weak and too dangerous to be president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
All right, so Andrew, good win by the PAC. What are you hoping to see from Malik moving forward?
Yeah, I think that you just got to see him continue to be more comfortable in the role. You heard Matt LaFleur say, really impressive that he's only been here 3 weeks and he's already doing this exciting stuff. Hope to get Jordan Love back by week 5.
Your thoughts? No, I'm kidding. Quick check.
I just hope that he does really, really well.
There we go.
All right, we got sunshine in the forecast for your Monday. Mid to upper 80s. Can't rule out a few low 90s tomorrow as well. Partly sunny to mostly sunny conditions, staying dry all throughout next week. Best chance for rain begins starting later Saturday. Sunday will be the start of fall.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys, and thank you for joining us. See you here tomorrow.